G'day, friends and fans. Welcome to another unboxing. I'm your host, the author, David Applegate, author of the book, The Boyhood of Cade, book one of the Empire of Elves, Power Games, book two, and of course, Into the Elves Bound, book three, with more adventures to come. Currently working on the erotic tales from the Empire. And yeah, more to come. And just every time I do this, okay, usually I have no problems. But in the last month, I have had so many, and I'm getting light reflection. I'm just having so much problem. I don't know what's wrong with my internet connection. Every time I go to move my mouse, it's like I move my mouse and then the mouse pointer moves. So I've got to guess where it goes. And it's getting annoying. It's not fun anymore. It, and also my monitoring in the background, the audio, I mean, chat. It's oh, every time, something's always got to glitch. And it's like, is it my computer? Is it a virus? I just don't know. For the last month, I can press mute, and it's like my mouse double taps, and it's like, what? It goes on and off straight away, and like I go to comment sections and I type, and it's like one letter at a time, man. And you look at the internet traffic, and it's gone through the roof. Now I find sometimes I've got to close Facebook, so. And again, sometimes when I start this stream, it's glitching, and then suddenly it's fine. So I apologize. If it's glitching, because I don't know what's wrong. But you're not here for my troubles, right? But I would like to remind you that I'm sponsored by you, the viewing audience. So please support the channel. You'll buy me a coffee, Patreon, etc. Links are all in the description below. I'll hold it up for a moment. Now I'm going to fix this little display. I was working on it earlier, and when I went to press save, I glitched, so it didn't save. Now, anybody who's got any answers, it's not a virus. It's only happened since the update, and you can't roll back the new Windows updates. It's like, so if something goes wrong, you're foobarred. If you're literally locked out of Windows, that's it. You've lost everything. There's no safe recovery. There's nothing. Well, allegedly. I don't know if this is true or not. I've never had to do it. But people are saying that if your computer's glitching, it's obviously they're trying to force. They did this with Apple, and it was found that Apple was causing glitches to force people to update their system. Again, you're not here for my theories and so forth. You're here for the unboxing. Okay. Little background. I bought some stuff. I have an Etsy store. Link in the description below. But here we go. As you can see, I've got the poster. Again, screen share. Come on. There we have my Etsy store. Got t-shirts. There's the poster, t-shirts. ornaments, coffee mugs, throw pillows, artwork, tote bags, bookmarks, mouse pads. And of course, got all my links. Ta-da! Now, I know I'm not the most popular guy in the world, but I mean, at least I made a sale. And it's like, I know I've sold a few books and that, but I'm just a guy trying to get by. And YouTube advertising does not make you money anymore. It does not make money. Okay. I've heard people, I've made $10. People have in a year from so-called advertising revenue. I've heard people saying, "Oh, you want to make thousands of dollars a month? All these videos, just pump out the content, clickbait, blah 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 blah." And sure enough, YouTube is now full of AI clickbait. People reposting, getting tens of thousands of views by reposting Tucker Carlson. I bet you they're not making any ad revenue either. But the thing is, if you're in a poor country, I guess, and this is the problem. YouTube YouTube doesn't scale. The more users and the more content, the less people make. It's like, hello, didn't you learn anything from streaming services? YouTube did not learn anything from streaming services. Nobody's learnt their lesson. And I call it linear thinking, right? That's where you think more is always better. Like YouTube putting more features, more content, more more ways to YouTube, I guess. This has really hurt the brand, right? And now we're getting YouTube fatigue because we have people now who in the past streamed daily for decades, and really they can't keep up their viewership despite their high numbers going down. And that's because, not because of me, not because of any new YouTuber has not, it's them. YouTube is becoming this toxic environment, and and it's bleeding out to me and others that fortunately, most of the time, I'm not getting it in my comment section. I'm only getting it in private messages in social media, where it's not valid criticism, right? I started an Etsy store. You don't buy your own merch through your Etsy store. You go through the back end and place a sample order, right? You can't buy your own stuff. I mean, that's padding the numbers. There's all sorts of ethical and legal concerns about doing that. I know people do it. So when my family and friends wanted stuff, I bought from the back end. So I didn't intend to do unboxing in multiple videos, but unfortunately, the way sometimes it works is if one printer doesn't have it, or the orders get particularly when you're some Etsy foreign company, they split the orders. So now I've got boxes coming in dribs and drabs because the posters don't come from the same place as the mugs. But it turns out not all the mugs have been printed at the same place, so they're not all coming at once. So that's why I got multiple unboxing videos. But somebody asked, and I thought, yeah, it's a good idea. If somebody wants me to do an unboxing, and I get enough donations, I'll do a random. I'll do more unboxings. But right now, I've only got a couple planned as the items come in. And what we've got today is this nice little, see, it comes to me, nice little box. And this one came from Victoria. So, but of course, a lot of Americans are going to say, oh, but it's not American made. I'm not going to buy it because it's not American made. And then you go to Walmart and buy made in China instead. Because Walmart's an American company with probably a billion and a half investors who aren't Americans. So, you know, all your big companies are controlled by sovereign funds, right? Including ex-presidents, Congress. So, that's why these big companies succeed no matter what and get bailed out no matter what. Because countries and politicians and states and pension funds are all invested into those big companies. Which is why I was very surprised when the Ontario's Teachers Fund was not bailed out when FTX collapsed. But FTX collapsed. Again, it was Ukraine sovereign fund too. But turns out none of the others were invested at the time of the FTX collapse. So did Ontario Teachers Fund not get the memo? That's interesting. But again, it all comes down to ethics on YouTube. And you see, actually, you go back and there's quite some ethical people on YouTube that makes this platform worthwhile. But as you can see, I'm on Rumble and Twitch. I don't know how long Twitch is going to last, but I actually get a few views out of Twitch. But I'm getting more views on Rumble than YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, check out Rumble, subscribe to me on Rumble, so that anything happens on YouTube, because it could be anything, any reason. My sign's too big. I'm over commercialized. Okay, somebody warned me with some of these that people have been unboxing their own merch and suddenly they're totally demonetized because they're an advertising channel, not a discussion channel. Normally, I do on this channel writing videos. Now again, I'll do some pop culture commentary. I haven't done much pop culture commentary lately because the news has been garbage tier. But I should, perhaps. But then again, I've got things to do. If people want more content, you've got to pay for it. Unfortunately, people still think advertising revenue, everybody's still reminding people years later that no, we don't make money off advertising. I know people who are sponsored, well, wanting to be sponsored, and they're saying the sponsorship offers, yeah, unless I've heard this, I don't know. They've got people with less than 100 subs getting sponsored by Raid. And it's like, is Raid desperate or Raid just so successful they want to share the wealth? I don't know. But I've heard people say, well, be careful, don't get sponsored by Raid or I'll unsubscribe. And it's like, well, I don't think Raid will sponsor me in the first place. But I've had people say, oh no, they've sponsored small people. But you look at, say, Twitch in the top 100, and this is getting far too long. But I'm just want to round up and saying that, no, I don't understand why people think, right, that they should not donate because, or buy merch or anything like that, because we make lots of money off advertising. Social Blade is using an outdated model for their advertising, estimated advertising revenue for channels. Most of these big ones, I've heard for instance, I shouldn't mention their name, but actually I forget whether or not somebody was going into a deep dive into the revenue, and yeah, I was wondering what I'm doing with my hands. I'm actually talking while I'm trying to get this box. It was well taped. I couldn't open it. I couldn't break the tape, so I had to cut it. Beautiful, beautiful. So yeah, with advertising revenue, about 2-3 years ago, some people saw it fall as much as 90%. 90% fall in revenue. This came about the same time as the apocalypse came about the same time as mass banning, debotting. And so some of these really big channels who made money off advertising. But what about all the other channels? Well, lots of us were demonetized by having thousands of users wiped out, but they didn't do it at once. Every week you'd lose subscribers. So we've always got to ask people to subscribe because you get people who, as soon as they unsubscribe, they don't subscribe back. There's many reasons for it, but if studies show that most people are not voluntarily unsubscribing, it's YouTube. They're constantly messing with the YouTube formula, and that's why I believe YouTube is dying, and why you need to get onto Rumble to follow the channel, because as far as I know, they have not unsubscribed anybody. Now, I don't know which one is which yet. Doesn't seem to be any indication which cup is which. So let's. Is it taped? Is it jammed? It's stuck? It's been so tightly bound up. Here we go. Look at my sweet, sweet, sweet red dragon. The red dragon queen. Lord. Now, I've been told different ways. Claude Heiner. It's Celtic. It's red. So the red dragon. And as you can see, she has the quill. She's the writer. She's has a little quill. Now let's put the little dragon back in her little home. And of course, what happens? Oh. So this should be. Come on. I don't want to rip the box. Why is it? Oh, the red dragon. This is the red dragon. She's having a coffee break in the writing. If you're a writer, you know the coffee break is the most important part of the day. The coffee break, yeah, it's the coffee break. No, I know. You'll probably get Harry Potter merch and all those printed in China's very cheaply, but they do not give me the bigger discount on the printing or anything like that. And the cost, of course, as you can see, advertising, it's just and they take a fifth. I advertise, so they take a bigger chunk every time you click on the Facebook ad or the Google ad. Oh, I'd love to list on eBay, but of course, sales on eBay, unless you're like a really huge store, you're not getting the volume of sales. It's like they're taking away. It's like the establishment is finding ways to take away the revenue from the little guy. And yes, I know it sounds conspiratorial, but you look at it. Why are there so many people, little guys like me, who always seem to be stuck? If we have a sale, okay, everything on sale. If you click the list out link below, you get 20. If you click the link below, you'll get 10% off your purchase. However, you get 25% off on 3 or more items. This depending on the success, this runs until February 16th. But if it's successful, if viewers, I may, because it says, I'll give you 10% off because it saves me on advertising. More who buy through here, get through advertising. I will keep extending the sale if successful. So please support the channel. Editing books costs thousands of dollars. And I know I've heard people say, oh no, Dave, it only cost me a few hundred. If you I don't know what it is. Even a few $100s I don't have. I'm not some wage slave who has no life and tens of thousands of dollars in the bank account. In 2006, my government bankrupted me. They discharged me in 2009. And then I got remarried. I got cleaned out 2012. And I've never recovered. Okay, it happens to people. I'm not working. I'm not. My books barely. This is every writer has to face the reality that 99% of us are going to earn less than a living wage. And even if you say discount the politics aside, even if we allegedly introduce living wage system, right? The problem is editors, artists, their prices will just go up. The more and more. This is the linear thinking. What happens is when the demand exceeds supply. Right now, supply exceeds demand. And yeah, I'm not asking people to leave the marketplace, but this flood of AI books will force people out. And people don't care. I know people don't care. If they can buy a Star Wars mug for $5, they're not going to care that it's, and they'll get used to it, right? So when new Star Wars merch comes out, they'll wait for the closing sale now. They know they won't buy anymore, and because they know in 3 months it'll be in the discount bin for $5, and then they'll snap it all up and try and sell it on eBay and that's not working anymore either because people are just tuning out. I heard recently, with limited edition Lego sets, people are snapping them all up because idiots will go to eBay and pay $5,000 for a limited edition Lego set that a few years later would be on the back ends of the Lego sale for 25% off. And so the cycle repeats. The world has gone mad with discount sales, and yet the only way to sell these days is to put everything on sale, and it's like, now, yeah, I probably rambled on too long. I'm supposed to be unboxing, but please, I'm just trying to explain why I need your help, right? I'm not a rich man. I'm not sponsored. And you look at those who are sponsored, they're not going to tell you the truth. Most of these, I don't know, corporatized writers, they got scripts. They don't know what they're talking about. They can't answer the questions. But there are fundamentals of writing that I can't answer. And I'll admit that I can't answer. I probably couldn't tell you off the top of my head all the different pronouns, all the different case uses of said, and all the alternatives to said, or replacing very, or other stuff with videos. But I do know, right, the basic structure of a story. I probably couldn't explain it to you well without sitting and thinking about it. But please, despite the viewership, the and this is a weird thing, as the subscribers go, okay, I'm at the point where I'm still got more viewers than subscribers, but as subscribers go up, the viewership goes down. So I really shouldn't be asking people to subscribe, but unfortunately the algorithms, and this is the recommendations for the channel, that's what the algorithms cover. How often YouTube or Rumble or Twitch are going to recommend my videos to you. And unfortunately, it's based on subscribers and likes. So please support the channel with a simple gesture today. Like, share, and subscribe. Now, you can buy me a coffee. Link is in the description below. So, if you'd like to financially support the channel, to keep me independent and to support my writing, a lot of my money goes into buying artwork and writing and subsidizing the artwork for my books, for the covers. That's where of course, buy me a coffee today. I mean, there's little Chloe. So yeah, simple gesture. Like, share, and subscribe. Buy me financially support. Buy me a coffee. And of course, buy my merch, please. Got coffee mugs and other items, 10% off. And of course, you can become a patron, support my writing, and get early access to my writing. Now become a patron on my RPG material. Links in the description below. And of course, my books. Buy my books. Links in the description below. Thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm hoping to basically make a living. And of course, by a living, I mean not eating out of a can every night. Actually being able to take my son more than once a month to a freaking movie. I actually not have to scrimp and save to buy a pair of shoes. And I know that a lot of people are in the same situation as me, but there are millions who can afford to support. So, please. Thank you. And I'll see you in the next video.